Students with ADHD save 10 hours studying with this Chrome extension.
Hello, friends. I think we are ready to go here. Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Hey, David, how's it going? Can you hear me? Can everybody
Yes, I
hear
can
us?
hear.
Excellent. Hey, boost your
Going
audio.
well. I've decided today I'm doing not a lot of stuff, which is good.
That's very
I
good.
just finished up my PowerPoint for English 101 on Tuesday, and I tried reading through our book for tomorrow, and it's kind of hard garbage. So
Our book for tomorrow. I have a book for tomorrow?
my book for tomorrow.
Your
I should
book
say.
for tomorrow.
My class.
What are you reading these days?
I'm gonna put this author on blast, I guess. We are reading Camp TV, Transgender Queer Sitcom History by Quinlan Miller. Interesting
Okay.
ideas. Maybe not the best written book in the world.
Well,
Let's just say
the ideas are the most important part, right? That's how that works. I think that's how that works. Somebody once told me that.
Somebody told me you had a boyfriend who looked like your girlfriend, so.
I don't know who would have told you that, or if his name might have been Brandon Flowers. But all right, hey guys, welcome to the Ludic Society. I have decided now, instead of fading out the lo-fi right off the bat, that I'm gonna do like a soft like ducking for us. So we'll be encased with lo-fi until the show's ready to start. And now we're ready to start. As you know, I am your host, Wren, the master student at UWM in English, Plan
only
H
one.
ARG. Well, one of two, you know, really. 2 Plan H master's students right now. So, you know, there are not a lot of us left.
We are in low supply.
Yes.
I am David Kutchik. I'm a PhD student at University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, English Plan H.
Yes, David, my amazing co-host and person who, for some reason, validates all the stupid ideas I have.
I will read the land acknowledgement.
Fantastic.
Does that work?
Yes, please.
All right. So we acknowledge that in Milwaukee, we live and work on traditional Potawatomi, Ho-Chunk, and Menominee homelands along the southwest shores of Michigamme, part of North America's largest system of freshwater lakes where the Milwaukee, Menominee, and Kinnickinnic rivers meet, and the people of Wisconsin's sovereign Anishinaabe, Ho-Chunk, Menominee, Oneida, and Mohican nations remain present.
Thank you very much, David. Do you have any other charity-related stuff you wanted to bring up today?
I don't today. I forgot.
Oh, that's okay. Well, you know, we can't.
I'm not a good ally today.
Well, you know, in the future, I won't say anything because it's not none of it's official. But the charity stuff may become much easier for us to remember. So we'll see.
Oh, actually, I do have a little link I can pop into chat. Here is a link for Indigenous Game Devs, which is a group of like a support group collective for Indigenous game developers, which is cool.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. First of all, trombone, sorry that your Fire Stick's acting up, but that's Google for you, I guess. And to Groovy Lobster, STOCKADOODLDOO!
If your stick's on fire, you gotta put that out.
You should put that out. Can we streak the entire All-Star lyrics throughout the stream? I mean, we could, but I'll leave that up to chat to decide what to do with. So what are we doing today? What are we watching today? Well, I think we are getting up to the end of the Stockroach ARG. And now my cursor has disappeared. Thank you, Streamlabs. Very kind of you. We're getting up to the end of the Stockroach ARG. I was looking through stuff today for planning, and I went up to look at this and like, look at this shit, man. So we got about, a few short episodes leading up to what I'm going to call the most important thing that we'll cover today, which is the Bitcoin ARC. And then we have up there, I'm hoping we can get all the way to Romantic Dinner for Two today. And then there's obviously a lot of stuff after that, but a lot of these some of these are like 30 seconds. The Tale of Ancient Old's quite long, but we'll make it. I think we're finally kind of cutting through the end of the piece. So let's pick up with vis-a-vis the ARG controversy, which we have teased in our marketing for this very episode. So and perhaps this is
we is a strong pronoun there.
Is we a strong pronoun? I have teased.
Just a collective.
I have teased. All right. Yes.
Okay.
We actually do need to this is. I know you won't apologize for this. You've made that abundantly clear, but I have to apologize for this.
Fine, Nate.
Maybe it was the royal we. Yes, I am royalty. Thank you for asking. The most important ARG, which we covered last time, you may recall.
Very fancy.
It's very fancy, but Stockroach is not an ARG. We've really been misleading the public, David. I don't know how to put it any other way. Well,
it's not altered, it's not reality, and it's not game. So,
it's also not Andrew Garfield.
No.
So I guess that
I
also covers that. But yes, it's not altered. It's not reality. It's not game. It's just a guy. It's a 30-year-old investor. There's nothing to see here, and we apologize. I apologize. David will never apologize, but I apologize for misleading the public on how real Stockroach really is. I think Stockroach is the really real. I've come to think about it, and that's what I'm getting to.
The really real.
The really
is
real.
it a structuring structure?
Yes. It's always already Stockus Roaches.
No, it's always already a structuring structure in the really real metaverse.
Metaverse, yes. Actually, though, it would be kind of fascinating now that the metaverse stuff with Facebook has become, popular, not only popular knowledge, but current news, to see, imagining Stockroach just a few months later. Because, there had, addressing the metaverse thing would be really interesting. With Stockroach. VR chat Stockroach? Somebody want to rig a Stockroach model?
No.
Okay. Well, that's a pretty definitive answer. I do want I want to show you...
I don't want it to have anything to do with Meta at all. I mean, they already have all my data, so I guess I can't really do anything about that. But.
Fair enough. So the first couple episodes that we're going to watch today are not of major consequence, although they are fun to point out and talk about. This one is pretty fun. This is the top best Stockroach fan art 2020 to 2021. Now, my understanding, of course, is that there's actually a hell of a lot more fan art than is depicted in this video. I think Mediocre was it Mediocre who made the pillow? The Stockroach pillow? I think it was. Trombo could tell me if I'm wrong. But I need to go get those images so you can see them. They're on Twitter. Really amazing fan art stuff. That's, I think is that Trom's painting? I think it is.
I think so, yeah.
I think it's Trom's painting.
I think it said Torm. Yeah.
Torm Bormer Knuckles.
Is he playing this?
Yes, I think it's a recording of him playing it, is what we're supposed to understand.
Yeah, I think we were talking about it.
Particularly the painting by Torm. Yes, I agree. The painting by Torm really is top tier. I don't know who did the first one, actually. I don't recall. But
have you ever had a phone like make a little slideshow for you?
Yeah.
On iPhone, it'll like automatically make it sometimes.
Yeah.
It'll like make a slideshow of your day. This reminds me of that.
Yeah.
If it was just like 2 pictures.
What do you mean? You're telling me there aren't like unique? There isn't like a lot of unique fan art here.
Unique is one adjective.
And another.
Oh.
Yes, we're gonna get some messages.
Turn my phone back on.
Probably one of the top 2 paintings featured in this video, says Groovy Lobster.
Oh wow.
Yes, we should hop back over there so we don't miss that, of course. Yes, here we go. So you may see many messages here that are of interest to us. Mainly this really long Night Roach rant that got sent to Snake.
Mm-hmm. Can you do the deduction of what's going on?
What's going on? Well, I'm trying to read it, but it is actually pretty hard this time. Only one part of the brain becomes a part for the song. The dark part is but something, but only so much. The something else part goes away, open in day, one day, song 2 goes away, remember. So yeah, I guess this is like, if there wasn't already clear that there are 2 kind of portions of Stockroach's, conscious, then this pretty much sells it,
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta love this amazing message from Michael D. More like Stockadooldldoo. Oof.
And
Michael,
what's Aunt Claire saying? Hey, have you checked your email? I sent you a few things.
Yes. But I mean, I was gonna make a really fun joke where I said Michael D, more like Michael D's nuts. Got him. But now the time has passed and I just sound like somebody from 2016. Yeah. Mom says, I'm in a meeting. Can you get Champ to be quiet? And Ashley says, lols, I wrote my brother as Oni instead of Annie. I don't know what. They must be doing like Japanese stuff. Probably, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, this is interesting. I think we stop and talk about a lot of like moments where Stockroach's stuff bleeds into, because it's mostly the ARG, of course. But like, I don't know. The text messages. We've gotten like text message notifications before, but I don't think we've gone through his text logs. I think that's new.
Yeah, I don't think so. We've seen emails.
Michael D, more like Michael Dan Camp. You guys are so good. Yeah, no, I mean, and like the emails are helpful too. There's something about the immediacy of text messages that makes them feel more intimate to me, Maybe it's just that like we're living up in a point in time where like if I text somebody, there's a reasonable like not reasonable, but it's relatively often that the person on the other end of the phone expects me to respond immediately. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess like it has the quality or the appeal of immediacy.
Yeah. I get very pissed in my personal life about people who expect me to respond to things immediately via text, just because it's like not something. I don't want anybody to have instantaneous access to me personally, unless it's an absolute emergency. Also, I'm just bad at responding to texts. So like on one hand, I'm a dick, and on the other hand, I don't like it. But like, I mean, there is something like weirdly personal about it,
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Unfortunately, I think it's just part of a world where you have to like, you have to establish yourself from the default.
Yeah.
Right, the default is the immediacy, so you have to establish yourself from it.
Yeah, I think I just mean as a communication style. Like it. I haven't thought terribly much about it, but it does feel like don't text random. Trump, you can text me if you want. I'm not giving you my number on stream though, so I'm not gonna do that much. But it's. It's like, I don't know. I mean, it's almost like I don't want to get too far just into the text messaging, but also the fact that like text messaging is now on your computer. Like I can do that on my computer too. I can hook my phone up to my PC and then, get notifications on my PC or text from my PC. And it's like, do people do that? Like, I mean, obviously in Stockroach, it's being used as a narrative device, but do people enjoy that?
Oh yeah. I know plenty of people who do that, which I feel like is weird, just because like I don't want my phone and my laptop like I kind of like having the connection between them like not I don't know. To me, it's just like the phone is the texting thing plus the apps, right? Whereas the computer is kind of everything but the texting.
Right.
I don't know.
It's nice to have that separation and be able to have the boundary kind of for yourself. And maybe that just makes us old, but I don't know. I can't for the light, I like having my phone backing up onto my computer. That's quite nice, but I don't want to have to respond to text messages on my computer. But for some reason, I guess I'm okay with Discord, but it's a different communication environment. So beating myself up over that is not great. Ooh, or sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, right, and like the development of the computer versus the telephone, right? Text messages, I mean, obviously it has like IM and that kind of stuff qualities to it, but text message in particular developed socially, right, as a communication thing with the phone, right? So like when a cell phone became a thing, when the BlackBerry became a thing, you could do instant messaging that way, and that distinguishes itself from IMs through a digital environment on the computer, right? So the two social phenomena, texting versus Discord, right, developed into two different spheres. So we come to associate texting with the phone, right, with the development of the cellular telephone, right, which is connected to like the landline phone, right? Whereas Discord, we think, oh, it's a computer thing, which then I can get on my smartphone, right? But if we took the smartphone away from the phone, we would still have the texting on the phone.
Right. That's a really helpful way of thinking about it, I think, too, because then that suggests that perhaps the reason texting feels intimate is because of something about our understanding of the telephone pre-texting, right? Or pre this particular era where we have a bunch of different instant messaging apps. There's a cool project in that, actually. I feel like, but man, yeah, I mean, I'd also rather people use Discord because it's where I'm comfortable. But again, I feel that Discord is like you said, David, it's this extension of the IM environment, which is very different than it's more social. It's more inherently community social than having a bunch of people in a group text on your phone feels like it is,
Yes.
Yeah.
The environment is facilitated and has a historical lineage in communication between group members, right? Whereas the texting is so developed in the side of the phone itself, right? Blueberry,
BlackBerry.
Bluetooth,
Oh,
Blueberry,
Bluetooth.
BlackBerry, yeah.
Okay.
Right, and email. That's really where it comes from.
Yeah, pagers.
Tony's laughing at me.
God, I wonder if there's there's a cool media historiography thing on pagers out there. That'd be fun. Ah, well. And yeah, the search feature as well. I think that sort of stuff. Well, and being able to go backlogged through like Discord's kind of just like a live forum these days, especially with its threaded descriptions now. Like the amount of utility Discord affords you is insane. Not to turn this into a promotional stream for Discord, but imagine if you could have threaded descriptions in a text message. I don't think people I mean, it'd be interesting to see how people use them, but I think they would feel very different than they do in Discord,
Yeah.
But But yeah.
Sorry, Tony had to grab something from his drawer, so I was like half paying attention.
No, it's fine.
No, but what I caught on the last end of that, right? I think it's all true.
Yeah. So let's push forward into more top Stockroach fan art, because this is a 6-minute video. I do love these like these two paintings we keep watching, but and Trom's carpet, or should I say Torm's carpet? My bad. But I think you kind of get the flow for this video by now. Oh boy. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to pause this because we're going deep on this. So.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a lot.
Well, so he says, "Yes, I'm good. Why?" And she sends back a copy of all of his shit. Have you seen the songs? The songs singing "In My Heart," "Dreams to Remember," "I Drive." It's the resolution is also kind of low, so I think it says in native 720p, so it's kind of hard for me to read at this point. God, I think also I just maybe need a bigger screen. But yeah, I mean, this is just what we saw before, just more of it, and her pointing that out.
Yeah.
Probably a virus, lol.
Maybe it's a brain virus. Nah.
Oh boy, let me roll that back, because we're gonna get a lot of quick stuff. This is back to the normal stuff. Yeah, a bunch of crypto compare. So I guess we can now see, if we wanted to go see his crypto compare account, we can. I don't know if there's much to see there about on crypto compare though. List of strongest dogs. Strongest dog in the world. Will my aunt be mad if I never read her email? How do I unsubscribe from all email? How do you stop getting email, David? I'd like to know, based on how many emails I get from the fucking university every goddamn day.
I have blocked Canvas from emailing me.
Have you really? You blocked Canvas?
Like that's like the one barrier I put up, because I'm like, I can just see things in Canvas, right? So it's like, and I'm on Canvas every day, so why get emailed about them?
I am impressed and honored to be in your presence. Oh, you who have blocked Canvas from emailing you. For those of you who don't know, and I think most of you do, but some of you might have used Blackboard or something, Canvas is a utility that we build our courses in. And it sends you updates whenever the courses you're involved in update. So, yeah, I think I probably get like 5 emails from Canvas a day, I'd say, at least.
Yeah, and I'm on it every day.
Yeah.
You know, and I only have 3 classes, so I don't really need to be updated all that much.
Canvas thinks you need all of the information all of the time. You're a Bo Burnham song, truly. Actually, I should run back here and just make sure. Dr. Mario fanfic completion submit. Hold on. Is there a Stockroach Dr. Mario fanfic? Somebody tell me if there is. I need it right now. Like, I can't believe I need this. Doctor emoji. This must have been fun to like record as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, low battery.
Yeah, it's normal for him. This episode does feel a little bit close to home, just because I do think this was my mentality towards my mental health in high school. You know? Oh, nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong. There's a cursed episode of Serious Play in just talking about Canvas as if it's a game. I do really appreciate the relationship that clearly they have now. You know, like it's nice to know that Stockroach is out there with a friend. It's even if it's like he's ignoring them, it still feels comforting to me. I don't remember if anything else happens in this episode or if it's just the
Oop, there's something at the end. There's
Yes,
this
there
little
is.
Star Wars screen wipe at the end.
I learned how Premiere works. Oh man. These are really like sometimes I think about how cool it would be if we oh, you got someone to kick out a chat, David. Look at that. It's Tom Dubai. He wants us to go to bigfollows.com.
Oh, I want to be famous bad though.
Cool.
Shoot, I forget how to block someone.
Cool ARG starter, somebody out there making a bot for Twitch that perpetuates your ARG. It's untapped material. Somebody can steal that. Because I can't program bots even if I wanted to.
Alright, Tom Dubai is blocked.
Excellent.
And reported and deported.
How does buying flowers make me famous? Well, if you're playing Poppy Playtime. Oh my god.
Well, no, what you do is you go on stage, right? And then you buy flowers for yourself and send them backstage, and that way people will think you're famous.
I'm hoping for a secret third artwork at the end. Oh my god, it's the lore of Ipsum text. That's some good shit. That's a joke for copy editors. God, I love that. I love that that's just in there. Yes, so I do want to show you as we continue forward. Let's see if I can find the other piece of fan art I really love. So here's another piece of fan art here by Clay that came in after this episode. It's pretty cool. It's like a very realistic roach. Here's another one by Harbinger of Doom that has this amazing transparency of coins on it. And I'm trying to find like the creme de la creme. Here's Stockroach, but as a cryptid miniature. This is fun. Where's like the creme de la creme of Stockroach fan art? Because there's one I prefer above all others, and it's not, I'm sorry, Torm. Here it is. Mediocre's very real Stockroach stuffed animal.
Well,
It's
cute.
absolutely adorable, and it's awesome that it exists. And every time I see this stuff, I definitely like stop and go, you remember that, like the only time we've ever had fan art on Serious Play is that one time that one of Matthew's friends drew our little D&D party, and like blew my mind because I was like, oh man, somebody thought they wanted to draw us. That's cute. So yeah.
Somebody thought they wanted to draw us, but then they were mistaken.
Then well, there's nothing. What is there to draw? We don't really exist. We are truly the. If Stockroach is the realist, the really real, then we are the really not real, David. We don't actually exist.
No. Plot twist: everything's always been digital.
We're the ghosts in the machine.
We're the machine and the ghosts.
Curse Stockroach, beam plush when gives stock advice and says STOCKADOODLDOO. I would totally buy a makeshift plushie of Stockroach, or alternatively like a plushie of Stockroach that has a little voice box in it that when you squeeze it goes STOCKADOODLDOO. That'd be amazing. Especially if it had like kind of that like a cough or some like horror. Like there's so many things you could do with that format, and like hiding little bits of audio at the end. That'd be cool. Also, I wanted to show you this, which came out in July. So this is a little bit further down the timeline, but I just think I want to get this piece of art out of the way, you know?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is this? Oh yeah, this is from.
This is from the
Stockroach.
Stockroach. This is official. This is official.
Especially Japanese.
Yeah. Good grades are so sexy, David. I love his like
I
big
tell-
arms.
I tell my students, just get a C and pass. That's all you need.
Honestly, I could commission Amberly to draw like a really ripped version of that Stockroach, like a beefcake. That'd be fun. Maybe I'll do that if I have $20 to throw around, or
I was gonna say
$30.
I would rather buy a McChicken. I'd rather buy 20 of them.
All right, let's continue forward. So we got Sorry here as well, and this is, I think, like, this is a Night Roach piece, I believe, but it's very much in the same vein of what we were talking about before. But I also like this the Night Roach ones just because they give us a little bit of a space to kind of talk without there being a ton of audio in the background that's necessary for the people to hear. But yeah, so the Night Roach, I think, is becoming a bit more invasive at this point in the series. But I mean, all of this has been kind of building up in my mind, and I don't know how you feel about it, but to like some degree of the Stockroach having to like directly recognize and deal with the Night Roach stuff and the stuff he doesn't want to remember. So it would make sense on some level that the Night Roach is becoming more active, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some censorship, which is good. I like at a base level, I'm glad this ARG does in fact in the end draw some boundaries, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how they know their password too. The Night Roach does. They're like,
yeah. Oh, here we go. So here we go. One email that matters here. Hey kiddo, you getting any of my emails? I just wanted to, and then some picture.
so Aunt Claire's coming in.
Yeah, Aunt Claire Gilbert. Wasn't able to finish the series on time. Oh yeah, this plays into the Reddit AMA. This is why I wasn't able to finish the series on time. I see. Just more Night Roach activity, basically. That's cool. Stockadoodloo is mine now. So, you know, again, interesting stuff, but there's a bit of an Ars, like, or like a bit of an Ars Poetica going on here on some level. In the sense that, like, now the subconscious is taking over and making the art, you know?
Sure.
Oh, he can't get into his YouTube account. I see. The Night Roach changed the password. This makes sense. I didn't gather that, but that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, like, it is a common trope, of course, to have, like, the subconscious drive the ship when it comes to art creation. And here it's just being visualized, I think.
Well, yeah, and there's a history of like inspiration being seen as like an outer object, right?
Yes.
Right. So this kind of plays into that too, right? That the artistic creation is somehow either unconscious or is an object beyond what we are consciously in control of.
Which is an interesting proposition, because it's not like, it's maybe one of the hardest things to talk about in an educated way, it seems, because it does seem like there's a constant tug and pull in all the theory and every bit of like media theory that we've read over the course of or at least that I've read over the course of the last 2 years, a year and a half, I guess now almost. Between, are we in conscious control of our analysis or are we not, you know? And to what degree are we in control of like what we read and what we don't read into things? And the of course the other side of that is to what degree are we in control of what we make? It's super fucking complicated, and I don't think that there's a good answer. But I think what's being displayed here, especially like with like kind of the hypnagogic aspects of what's going on, and which, if you don't know, is like an aesthetic referring to the state just before one falls asleep. And also there's elements of, oh god, what's the word I'm looking for? Not liminality, but there is like a liminal kind of aspect going on. It's like somebody's keeping a dream journal, you know, but that dream journal is like your art practice.
Yeah.
And it's really cool, and it also like further and outlines some of these complications. Maybe like, I don't know. Maybe I'm attached to that particular moment right now because like it feels like this is largely a media piece about the internet and the shape of the internet and creating like the personal on the internet. And there's like a lot of, I think like there's a lot of mythos, if you will, about the idea that making on the web has become something that the individual can accomplish and exert their force over because the web is so participatory. But like, if the subconscious is driving the ship, then are we really exerting agency over the internet? You know, or like in like a meaningful way, or is this something that like just like any other medium that's just as participatory as long as you have the access to making it? You know?
Yeah. It does raise an interesting question of like authenticity, right? And if anything you make is really yourself. I mean, like the internet, right? So you can have that art wise outside of the internet, right?
Yeah.
Of like, is anything I'm making really like my own idea? I would argue that the obsession over the ownership of what we create is a product of our economic environment.
All right, Foucault. I tend to agree, but that is a Foucaultian approach.
Yes, I'm a Foucault through and through. I just won't show up at Folsom.
I try not to attach myself too tightly to any theorist.
No, me either. But I mean, I am rather Foucauldian with what I believe about production, just because I just think that's, I don't know. I just like, I don't see how we can't consider these like worries about authorship, the human, the machine, and not be like, yeah, it's a product of our historical environment.
Right, of course.
You know, like, or at least it's part of, right?
Yeah.
That's a major contributing factor to these concerns.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have people who can do things, they can choose to do things or not, right? But the compulsion about what creation online is, what ownership is online, what identity is online, that's going to be informed by the material realities that we have in this historical moment.
Right. And the digital was like the thing about the history of the internet is that it was originally conceived as a military project, of course. And then it has this transitional phase of being conceived as an infrastructure. And then it goes into a phase of being conceived as a thing that one can market, a product. And Web 2.0 is pretty much the outcome of that particular ideology, right? The idea that web is a product, web is a thing that you can use to increase productivity, those sorts of things. Like, it's very out of line with what the original and the kind of folks who were working on ARPANET were thinking at the time the internet should be. And, you know, the result is this transition. I mean, both have this kind of weird liberatory flavor to what they're talking about that seems almost too utopian or something. But like, when that drips down, like, because those things do like kind of drip down through culture to people, like those implications. I mean, it really does feel, I think, like you get to a point where you're like, individual creation is freed by the internet, you know? And that's a marketing paradigm. That's like what Adobe wants you to think, right? Whenever you see a Creative Cloud ad, it's like, visualize your perfect artistic intent. Buy our $200 subscription service, like $400 subscription service, you know? Never mind that the Adobe suite is awful.
I see you, Billie Eilish. I see you.
Oh my God, the Billie Eilish ads have been pissing me off. Like it's that easy to snap your fingers and switch out 15 different graphical layers. My God. Oh man, if only anyone could do that. But yeah, there's a sense in which the computer, the digital, liberates the creative spirit, and I think ARGs are in a unique position, but to like play with medium and our expectations of medium by using many of them. But here it does feel like, no, actually, the same things that hold us back from having that kind of pure, we know what we're making all the time mentality stick with us in the digital.
Yes, of course.
which is cool. I don't know. I like I like a historical analysis of that. I like a capital focused analysis of that.
Well, right,
cool.
and the only reason that the individual is really concerned about any of this, right, is the economic conditions allow us to worry about this stuff.
Right.
Whereas in the 1800s, only artists had these concerns because they were the only ones that were considered to be able to create something artistic, right? And everyone else was just like, I gotta worry about my farm, right? And maybe maybe the garden is my art, right? But I think the anxiety around production, right, it is magnified exponentially in industrial societies, right, and then in digital societies. It's like two levels of anxiety about what we're producing. Are we the true creatives behind the production? What a surprise. It's like you work in a factory and you're like, I have no control over anything that happens here, right? That just magically gets redoubled, right, in online environments.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the same thing, right? But what I'm saying is like it's a continuum. It's all part of our economic environment right now.
Yeah, and the work of art in the age of mechanical reproduction, Walter Benjamin, right? Like, so for those of you who don't know in chat, that's kind of a foundational text when it comes to film studies and media studies in general, just because it's considering the idea of how industrial society has remade the way we engage with art. And so obviously, like if we're talking about new media, which basically includes, you know, everything from film, every medium form from film onward, you know, there's this kind of like need to address these sorts of things because film is an industrial age, you know, media form. And so Benjamin talks a lot about the aura, which is this kind of idea that a work of art that is not reproduced has a authenticity about it that is culturally significant, and Benjamin's trying to texture out what this aura is. And I think I've always found the way he presents that, I shouldn't say always, since I've read Benjamin, I find the way he presents that not to be a very good way of conceptualizing art, but a really exciting way to conceptualize our anxieties about art. Exactly. And it kind of gets to what you're talking about, right? Where it's like, because of our status in the production process, the need to like have that aura of authenticity, that aura of uniqueness and creation feels more necessary than ever because of our anxieties about the fact that we could not be really in control of the production of our own concepts. Yeah, mass culture. Woohoo. And feel free, like, you know, as always on this show, feel free to disagree with us at all. I mean, like, because we're taking a very like the other side of this, of course, is like talking about what control one can exert in our society, which is not a small thing, you know, at least in my view. So, you know, we're not saying, I don't mean to say that there is no authenticity, there is no originality, there is no authorship. It's only the mass, but, you know, I think there are some like Frankfurt School folks who would definitely kind of lean that way.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, right, because then you just get into another simplification of all of it, right? If you lean too far that way and say there's no way anybody can do production in any way that somehow contradicts or goes against these dominant forces, also just reinscribes the dominant force, right, as something that is not historically produced, right? Like it's produced part and parcel with people, which means people can do things that go against it as well. And also, it's just like, I think classist to be like, well, nobody besides people at the university can talk about these things. And go against them, right? That's another whole classist thing. Which, like, ironically, the Frankfurt School just like replicates capitalism by saying like only we can understand because we're rich, or not rich, but we're smart, you know, privileged white guys.
Yeah. Frankfurt School, I don't know.
Of course, Adorno and
Frankfurt
Horkheimer have all the
like...
Nazi stuff, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently Ash Black says that this is like very essential to the plot of Cafe and Diner, which is their ARG project, and I think that means we have to officially add it to the list, like with Jadoozable. So it's now officially in the list of shit to cover at some point. So that'll be fun. You know, whether it's during or after it's run. But yeah, I mean, so and all of this is also is complicated by the fact that what we're talking about is a person's consciousness. You know, we're not just talking about like a team of people making something, but we're talking about like the subconscious elements of ourselves, the things we don't want to admit to ourselves that we're writing about. Like, you know, and that obviously is interconnected, but it's not quite the same, you know? So, oh, man. Anyway, let's keep going, but like, man. So we're going to get more Night Roach here as well. This is my movie 7. So, you know, more to talk about as far as the Night Roaches stuff, more humming of that one song and whatever else. New hairstyles to try.
Ooh.
I really want to know what his new hairstyles to try were. That's like sounds really cool. Yeah.
Are you in the market?
No, I'm quite happy with my hairstyle. Thank you. It's nice and ridiculous. I love it.
Illegal to open.
Ooh, yeah, Ash Black. The Cafe and Diner looks really cool, and it also like from if that's the description of what it's kind of engaging with, then I would like. I just love art about the making of art. But I also think that like artistic process is really interesting, which is kind of my own neuroses. Unfinished sonnets. So, yeah. So we got hunger strikes upon the midnight hour, rhymes with bread, dead, fed, shed. I open up the cabinet, seeing flour and nothing else, no sorella or bread. The light inside the fridge flickers on, revealing blank. I wish Mom would buy groceries for the kitchen. If I had money, I would gladly pitch in. So I won't say too much. That one, I believe, appears in the 34 Sonnets book. So that's a nice little teaser for that. I always have assumed that you'd prefer to date me if I had a bunch of dough, because girls like money, or so I infer. And that's kind of an unfair assumption, though. And then here, the way the soundboard echoes with the pitch of blank string on the way, the wind chime sings to life the voiceless longing of the rich, blah, blah, blah of the wind. The way the dawn brings boob-de-loop of birds transforming light to sound. The way that silence in the air is somewhat hearable, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, lots of these, like, sonic things mixed with filler that's, like, you know, obviously, it's not really filler. It's more like onomatopoeia, but it's kind of indecipherable.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we should probably come back to this page when we do the Sonnets book, because all of these appear in the Sonnets book. And to talk more about what we were talking about not being able to separate these sorts of things from the culture, like the production culture we live in, 2 of these are very much anxious about money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And class.
I mean, we talked about this a couple episodes ago, but it's like, like the 2008 economic crisis, right? All that stuff. We don't have to get into it again.
Well, yeah,
but,
and the 2008 economic crisis. Then during the run of Stockroach, the pandemic economic crisis. Mm-hmm. So this piece is like sandwiched right between 2 major issues of economic crisis while talking about investment and the self.
Yep.
I mean, there's the paper. It writes itself.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. That deserves a video essay at least. Like just breaking down the historical context in which this exists in, because it's fascinating and artful. And like I honestly, like if you, like I said, the first time when we started talking about this, I think my like love of this series has grown for having gone through this with you guys, you and Morgan, just because there's so much nuance that I'm not able to pull out of it on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot going on with any artistic production. See, and that's why for me personally, and this is not like shade to you or anyone else, but like for me, like the artistic process just doesn't matter to me. Like I don't really care intellectually, because, or really outside of academia either. Not because I don't think that like production is a thing, but more so it's just like I'm more interested in seeing how like art and how artistic things are, like how it's a discursive structure.
Sure.
Right. Like for me, that's more interesting. That also goes along with me just not liking psychoanalysis. I just think it's too individualized.
Psychoanalysis to do process work. You need practice theory.
And part of my job, what I want to focus on is fan labor. And like, I think part of the intervention I want to make is like fan labor isn't art because nothing's really art, right? Like, I mean, there are things that are artful and that are deep, but like,
you mean like high art versus low art, or not just the concept of okay, yes. The distinction between high art and low art is an institutional thing that is dumb and artificial. Absolutely.
Yeah.
100% on board with that.
Right. And so like, I don't know. I just feel like the more interesting question is how this is operating within these bigger, broader systems of production, right? Which is what I'm focused on. If you like talking about art and artistic processes, that's like great, right? That's just not my wheelhouse. So when I read something like this or when I see something like this, I don't consider it in the way of like, how is this creator doing something unique and exciting, right? And how is the creator communicating through this? I'm more thinking of how is this operating and pulling from this complex network of things.
Sure.
And both forms of analysis and both forms of academia are totally fine and viable and all that stuff. But like, I think it's also good as, you know, a 27-year-old to be like, this is what my research is about and this is not what my research is about.
Absolutely. You know? Yeah, being able to draw that boundary and know where your interests are, that's huge and super important for anybody doing anything in any field. My particular like neuroses about artistic process is just that there's not like in large part because of our definition of authorship. There's a desire to not and Barth's work to erase any intentionality of the author from the idea of what we can analyze. And that's true of the individual piece, but it's not true if you have a documented process of the things that occurred while the art was getting made. From there we can if we analyze all of those texts as a network, then we can start to understand the specific moments on set where things may have changed, how many hands were in what parts of the process, what each individual person thought they were doing. And in constructing that, there's a way in which the process becomes a text that is in line with the text itself. That's the, like, if we're talking like the longest term parts of my career, that's the intervention I want to make into critical analysis, is saying like, hey, by the way that this whole thing comes together, the like particular conceptions the artist has in their cultural context as texts themselves can help us inform our understanding of the work. Because if the artist has that conception of I am the author god, right? And it externalizes that in particular ways, then lining that up with the capitalist means of productions may tell you a lot about the art and its conception, you know?
Jonathan Blow.
Yeah.
The Witness, right? Prime example. But, right, then we can also analyze how even in seemingly equitable gaming environments, like indie game development, right, those discourses still exist, right? They're just distilled from AAA. Right, so you don't have Hideo Kojima, you have,
I don't know,
Toby Fox,
sure,
who is now getting inordinate amounts of funding as compared to other, production because they're an artist,
Toby Fox,
right?
Yeah.
And so for me, right, I think this is where you and me kind of, meet up a little bit, right? The discursiveness of what an artist is an important part to understanding how the production happens.
Yeah, and what we're talking about here with Stockroach,
of course, in ARGs, it's even more diffuse.
Yes, and I think that's largely like the poetry component for me, but also the ARGs component is what creates this kind of like desire to make everything kind of networked. But with this particular piece as well, I mean, we're reading the first drafts or second drafts of poems that are not like we're not talking like what people would consider to be like high art here, But I don't think that demeans Jeremy the character as an artist, because again, those distinctions are super relative. They don't really hold. They should never really hold so much meaning as to be like, because they're gatekeeping tools. That's what they are. That's all they are. Is they're gatekeeping tools that are informed by the culture that we've grown up in, and. On some level, that is, those gatekeeping tools, I think, are the most indicative of the stuff you're talking about as far as the historic and cultural and, capital-focused reasons that people get called artists, don't get called artists, what can be copyright stricken, what can't be copyright stricken, those sorts of things. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, luckily we're not too out of line. I'm not going to come in here and be just like, fuck the socio-historical. I have met people who are like that, and I don't know. I don't want to be mean. There does come a point where, like, if you're not able to connect your work, if you think that art happens in a vacuum and your analysis happens in a vacuum because of that, there's always just going to be some stuff that you're going to miss that's really important to whatever you're engaging with,
Yep. 100.
So,
all right, let's keep. Sorry.
Yeah.
We can keep going.
Yes, let's.
We're going on tangents like usual.
Well, that's part of the fun of the show. I don't think anybody tunes in and doesn't expect us to go on tangents. I think if I ever put these up as like a supercut YouTube series, what I would do is cut out cut out our tangents as best I could, so people could just watch the series through and the critical commentary. But yeah, I suspect that, like, all my friends hate art. Thanks, Trom. I suspect people tune in for our tangents as much as they tune in for the ARG itself. At least I'd hope so. Do tell us if you actually hate us and just hate watch us. That'd be like, that's just so I know, The neck brace I love the implication that his underwear are the same color as his Goku shirt. That picture of the angel will come back as well in the Book of Poems, as it's come back several times before. So, just be aware of that. So now we are on Clearing Up Controversies 2, which again, we can kind of just flash through. Yes, 1 of 8. 8 slides. The tangents are vital to the analysis. I almost wrote a blog post for Serious Play way back when called In Defense of Sandwich Discourse, which was exactly that. It was a blog post to say that the tangents are just as important to us reaching conclusions as and the jokes and like sassy comments as the actual strict talking about the thing.
Yeah, we have to think of that because I would have nothing else to do that.
Yeah.
If the sassy comments didn't mean anything, I
Let's validate our own structures. That's how I teach my class, honestly. Like, I just think that, like, my students should be allowed to make dumb jokes sometimes. It's like, this is like, if this is him performing Claire de Lune,
kind of baked.
It's really good. Yeah.
He was playing Raindrops too fast last video, but that's just my preference. I got an ace 1 star in solo ensemble for it, so.
Oh wow, David, maybe you got to come on and play us some music one of these times. So there you go. There's the Clearing Up Controversies. I do want to quickly just to remind everybody, although you might see my sweatpants, because I did not put on regular pants for today. That here's the book again from Sight Books, and I have to thank the Stockroach for sending me this copy, and we will get to this. But as you can see, there's everybody's favorite angel again, and I haven't decided exactly how we're going to go over this. I think I'm going to reach out to him directly and just say, like, hey, what amount of this can I like scan digitally or something like that. So that I can show it off on stream, because I don't want to, like, this is being sold, so I have to negotiate that, I think, more reasonably. But yeah, I mean, so the book does get published eventually, but that's no secret at this point. So now we get on to the main meat of today in our last hour, which is, of course, the truth about Bitcoin. And we've been doing a lot of like these soft videos up to now, where he's been doing like, where we haven't had like a real tried and true Stockroach investment analysis in a long time. But here we are, a tried and true Stockroach investment analysis, the sort of content you subscribed for. Here we go. This is also one of my favorite introductions in the entire series. Actually, I think this is my favorite introduction in the entire series. Also, do remember that picture I showed you earlier with the anime babes.
The anime bit.
It's very important to this episode.
All right, Money
Do a
Grubs,
little
what's
dance.
up? Stockadooldldoo. This is the Stockroach. It is so good to be back. Let me get rid of this. Yeah, so sorry I've been away for a little while. I had to obviously study for financial exams, which, as you probably know, is something that all
Financial
investors
exams.
have to do at the end of the fiscal school year. And I also haven't been sleeping very well, which I think is normal when you turn 40 or like late 30s like me, so I'm not going to worry about it. But what I am going to worry about is this episode of the Stockroach, which I'm so excited to tell you is about, sorry, it's really hard to think with the music playing, so let me just take a minute to quit. All right, Stockadoodledoo, Money Grubs. Sorry about that. I did not realize that closing the program that was doing the screen recording would also actually make the screen recording stop.
He's learning.
Just recording. So I actually kind of think that is a big flaw in the design of the program. So I will be writing to Jeff Bezos about this topic as soon as I can get his address. So if you know Jeff Bezos' address, you can leave it in the comments.
David, do you know
Or
Jeff Bezos'
if you're watching,
address?
I
go ahead and
don't.
just leave
I
your
know
address in the
I know
comments.
Grimes personally, but that's
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah. How's she
Yeah, so
doing?
that's the bad news,
I heard
but,
she's been reading
the
the
good
Communist
news is
Manifesto
that
and dressing up
today,
as the Stockroach.
after much
he's
antiseptic
on another astral plane
precipitation,
I
at
see.
this moment.
we are finally ready to have a whole Stockroach approved episode about the topic of
Oh, ladies.
Oh my god, let me roll that back just to make sure. Yes, that picture. I've been saving that one.
about
Oops, shit. I accidentally hit my my mouse button and did the little thing that happens sometimes. Hold on.
Yeah, so
Let's see if I can figure out where we were. Give me 1 second.
Section about the topic address in the comment section.
Yeah, I think we're a little further back.
Okay.
Go ahead and just press. So if you know Jeff Bezos' address,
Okay, there we go.
Here we go.
Go ahead and just leave your
Sorry
address
about that.
in the
I have
comment
my
section.
mouse button set up to recall certain pages, and sometimes I
Yeah, so
flap the
that's
side of my
bad news,
mouse
but
and it, you
the
know.
good news is that today, after much antiseptic precipitation, we are finally ready to have a whole Stockroach approved episode about the topic of about
Yes, there we go. Dear Diary.
There we go.
I wonder what grade Ashley got in Japanese. If I was a teacher, I would definitely give her an A. Also, I helped her with her homework a couple times, so she didn't get an on. Yeah. So if she didn't get an A on it, it was probably my fault. I wish I was in school again so I could have a reason to talk to her. On the last day of school, I brought a Sharpie with me so I could have her sign my neck brace. But then I never actually asked her. The only person who got to sign it was Michael, but he just wrote Jeremy, so now it just looks like I signed my own neck brace. That's a really good joke, and I don't like Michael, but that's hilarious. Anyway, I was thinking about it because the Sharpie is still in my pocket, in the pocket of these shorts. I guess I haven't washed them in a while, which is relatable. Also, I guess this means he was doing all of these push-ups in a neck brace.
Yes.
Which is impressive.
Core support, right?
Yeah.
sorry about Bitcoin, specifically the truth about Bitcoin, which is that Bitcoin is actually the worst cryptocurrency there is, and the best cryptocurrency is something called Hex Crypto that I'll be talking about today. So let me get this out of the way.
So we go, play intro video, Money Grubs, you know, Hex Crypto, etc.
So we're talking about
Say Stockadooldoo again.
Bitcoin
Very important.
versus Hex Crypto. Okay. So why is Hex Crypto so much better than Bitcoin?
I love that you
This is a
censored
PowerPoint
the bit,
presentation.
which I guess goes to your point from
And
earlier
first
in the
differences
series.
between Hex Crypto
Mm-hmm.
and Bitcoin
He only censors
is about
eyes.
how do you get it? Hex Crypto is the way you get it is that first of all you buy it with money. Any kind of money will do. And when you buy the crypto a lot, the cost of the money goes up. So that's why it's a good investment, because the more you buy it, the price just keeps going up, and it's great. You always make more money.
It's never going to go down.
With Hex Crypto.
Hex Crypto only goes up.
Now, Bitcoin, on the other hand,
The market
Good to know.
only
how
goes
do
up,
you get it
David.
is a big question.
Growth.
And the way that it happens is that you just get it from playing Minecraft, essentially. So it's basically it's a coin for babies in a lot of ways. And I actually used to play Minecraft a lot. This was back in 2015 when I was just 30. Now that I think about it, is maybe sounds a little bit old to be playing Fortnite, but it's actually not, because Fortnite is a fairly mature game for all ages.
Let it be known.
But when I found out that
Fortnite
you
is a
could get
fairly
Bitcoin for
mature
playing
game for all
Fortnite, I
ages.
thought, I'm an investor. I'll get some Bitcoin. So I played Fortnite all day, every day, without eating or drinking, and only going to the bathroom like a little bit, so I could just get as much Bitcoin as I could. But the problem with Bitcoin, and I'm not mad about this, is that they only give you a tiny bit at a time. So what's the
Hence
point?
then.
I was playing Minecraft all day, and the most Bitcoin I was ever able to get was actually I can check on the number real quick.
I love him so much for this. This is my favorite arc in the entire series. Like, I know we've been through a lot, and I've said a lot of stuff is great, but as far as narrative arcs, this is my favorite. Just because of this shit. I woke Amberly up from laughing when I
down here, bounce.
saw this.
So I played Minecraft all day, every day, and I could only get 2.1 Bitcoin. 2.1, which is nothing. So there's no point in me even keeping this. Like actually, let me double check something really quick.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? This is Google. That's why I should have used Bing. Hold on.
I love that he also thinks Bing is Google's just inaccurate completely.
There's Bing. So 2.1 Bitcoin is
Yeah, he just does not know what to do.
It's okay. I'm okay.
I mean, like, how would you handle finding out that you have $66,000? I don't know what I would do. Holy shit.
Hey. Yeah, what's up? Nothing. Hey, I was just wondering if you wanted to Oh, actually, hold on a sec.
So he calls Ashley right there, which you probably might have guessed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so welcome to now the new money grub of the month. And we're gonna keep going this line of him being really happy that he now has some Bitcoin.
So today's video is gonna be a little bit different from my normal videos because today I really want to tell you about a brand new money grub of the month. Her name is Federice Chopin. And what is probably
Jesus
the
Christ.
most beautiful song in
How about that fucking shirt, man? That's a I have $66,000 of Bitcoin shirt right there.
This song feels exactly how it feels to be in love with someone and to be taking them out to a really fancy restaurant in a couple weeks because
Yeah.
you just found out that you have over $1 million in Bitcoin.
So the rest of this is pretty much straightforward. You know, in retrospect, maybe the underwear were actually just his Goku pants the whole time, and they're just drawn as underwear. I think that makes more sense.
I was gonna say I've seen those shorts before.
Have you really?
Like. I feel like I have.
My God. Oh man. So I guess he has a Goku shirt and Goku pants. Do you think he wears them at the same time sometimes? I think I would if I had
Yes.
both, just to be like. It's like when I have I have a flannel set of pants that are the same flannel as a shirt I have, and so sometimes I wear them together just to act like a real asshole. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so he gets $66,000 and decides to take Ashley on a date, which is just hilarious. I mean, because like his conception the whole time is like, what? That him being rich will win her over, right? On some level.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's got more money than he can possibly imagine now. It's not like actually like, you know, that much. It's a lot, but it's not like, you know, like to somebody who's like making a salary that's more than what we have anyway, because we don't make that much. It wouldn't be like
Never.
the most ridiculous. Yeah. But for him, it's like, holy shit. Also, yes, his playing is absolutely amazing, which David would be able to say more than me. I have no idea how to play piano.
This is very good. This is
Yeah.
very good.
You're the musician of the two of us. I think,
The
doesn't
biggest
Morgan
fan.
have some experience as well? Yeah. That's a good question. How does Bitcoin get taxed? Do you have any idea?
I try to avoid all things cryptocurrency in my life.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then I brought you into cryptocurrency talks. I
It's
apologize. Next week we'll be doing NFTs. No, I'm joking. Which unfortunately
Hello?
you might get stuck with. He's just, but yeah, I mean, I love that. There's just something really nice about this part of it.
It's nice to see people be happy.
Yes, absolutely. Even if it's cryptocurrency at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Which is volatile
Even
by
though
nature.
Yeah. Yes.
So I hope he's cashed out already. I mean, at this point, I think we're both people here in this room should hope that he has cashed out already. But you know, it's the Stockroach, so we'll see what could happen. And during our little interlude here with his wonderful playing,
Is something gonna happen?
I won't say anything.
Is something gonna jump out at me?
Oh yes, it becomes a horror ARG in this exact moment.
No. Rip-a-roni.
I am not entirely opposed to that interpretation, Hearts. But what do you think? I don't know if Funko Pops are going away anytime soon. God, he is amazing at this, though. I think the creator has announced that he's kind of soft working on a new project, by the way.
That's exciting.
Yes, I may be misremembering that, so don't quote me on it. I will go find the information and put it in our little Discord chat. But like, I think we are expecting at some point in the future something new from this person, which is just wonderful. As a first outing, this is incredible. How long did Beanie Babies stick around? I give Funko... Yeah, I agree with that. That's a good... Well, Beanie Babies are still big on eBay. As big as anything can be on eBay. All right, so that aside, now we get to My Movie 6 and the Stockadoodle Draw episode. So a few days of like positivity.
I'm gonna grab some water quick.
All right, sure. Well, you're not missing much here, so should be good. Well, if what Hard Sell is saying is true, then your Funkos won't be worthless. They'll just turn into collector's objects in the way that Beanie Babies did. So maybe certain Funkos will be worth a ton of money in the future. Who knows? They're definitely like a weird thing that do exist. Ha, yeah. God, that's awesome. Oh, right, the Sprite Books page is where we need to go now. I forgot about that. Let me pull that up while we're talking. There we are. The like echo effect on his typing is pretty incredible too, I have to say. It gives a lot of gravitas to finally seeing this web page. Yes, there is. As Trombone points out. This section seems really weird. I remember the first time I saw this, I was like, what the fuck is going on? This doesn't really make that much sense to me. And then finally reading the book and seeing how this networked together was a really big deal. So to recap, David, actually I'll just recap on my own. So we can now go to Sprite Books, which is a real books retailer, by the way. These other books of poetry are books of poetry that we can buy if we wanted to, and get 34 Sonnets by T.S. Roach, edited by Kevin Y. Which is a story of passion, self-doubt, friendship, and unrequited love. In this incandescent debut collection, billionaire investor turned poet T.S. Roach invites us on an odyssey into the deepest reaches of the human soul, embodying the spirit of a lovelorn adolescent. Despite being in his late 30s, he writes with intoxicating clarity in an immaculate verse about the turbid internal world of human consciousness. 34 Sonnets is a poetry collection for the ages, available in August 2021, available now. No bio.
No bio necessary.
No bio necessary. And he's been so what you need to know from this is that the Night Roach has been using this contact form in order to send messages to Soot Sprite Books for some reason. It will become relevant later. But yes, this is a real website you can check out.
I forgot it.
Oh, okay. Effectively, theory is they made this book company not only for the series but also for the series. Yeah, I'm not sure like what role Soot Sprite actually takes in the series itself. Also, I'm just realizing now that Hand Towel, Face Towel, Butt Towel are poems by Kevin Y. So this is also this is the creator of Stockroach. Again, if you've never considered that the human body is just a soft sack of encasing wet machinery, you are not Kevin Y. Kevin Y cannot help but think about this, how we move in fancy clothes and take seriously our rules and decorum while quite literally being full of shit. Hand towel, face towel, butt towel takes an earnest look at our collective disgust towards indomitable bodily functions, our fears about mortality, and the charades that enable us to pretend that if we subscribe to the right equities and buy the compartmentalizing linens, we are not still hilarious and gross. These poems are conversational, confessional, a bit off the rails, like 2 a.m. conversations with an old pal, one who's seen you at your worst, smelliest, most shameful, and stuck around to laugh with you. He's a school clown. Kevin Y is a clown school dropout and casual otaku who lives in New York City with his cat and piano. His writing has previously appeared in Epiphany magazine. He does not tweet and has won no awards. So I don't know if this is actually a collection that is purchasable. I'm going to check this out now, just out of curiosity. I don't think it is.
I need the term casual otaku.
You need that like.
I need
unpacked.
Twitter to I need to Twitter to mute that for me.
Yeah, I don't know if this was just made for the series or not, because you can buy it. Is a real publication. The publishing company is like their thing. Okay, well, I trust you, Trombone, more than anybody on the matter. But you can buy 34 Sonnets, and like I highly recommend it. It is very, very, very good. Here's the link to the Soot's Right books if anybody wants to check it out. I think the 34 Sonnets is purchasable on the Stockroach Etsy. Yeah, we could check when the domain name is taken. I'll do that some other time, but I kind of want to just push us forward. But like, yeah, so this is where you can get the information about Soot's Right books. You could send stuff through the contact form if you wanted to. Feel free to send that the Ludic Society sent you, or Serious Play sent you if you want to. But yeah, so there you go. So as we move forward here again, you may notice that we are now onto the Stockadoodle draw episode.
All right, what's up, Money Grubs? This is the Stockroach.
And this is kind of a renaissance
Stockadoodledoo.
of the Stockroach channel, if you will.
So I know it's been a long time since we did.
Where suddenly now there's a lot of like new, fun, like enthusiastic content in a way that there wasn't before.
An episode of Stockadoodle Draw, which is actually one of my favorite segments on the show. But today we've got a really special drawing to share with you all. And this is actually a never before. Well, it's been seen on Twitter, but on YouTube, it's a never before seen drawing. So let's get the drum roll going.
10 hours of endless drum roll.
Oh, sorry. So I'm not sure if you can hear me. Today's drawing is. Sorry, it's hard to hear my thoughts. I'm just gonna stop the drum.
I am freedom. I am a powerful force for good.
Sorry about that.
Whoops.
He's trying
one of
some self-help stuff.
One of my sons must have been watching YouTube because, they're at that age where, But anyway, here's the drawing. So, as you all know, I have written over 34 sonnets, which will be available soon.
Footnote, there are not
and
34
sonnet is
sonnets
basically
in
what
the
it
book.
is
There are less.
It's like a song, but from before music was invented. And I think whoever did this, the cover art, he did such a good, he or she, because we don't know, did such a good job. So I'm actually gonna make this.
Thanks for the follow, Just Latches. Really appreciate it. Sorry that our notification banner is broken.
Here we
Fix
go.
that.
Oops, wrong.
And actually, I should. Sorry, I got some viruses again to delete.
It's interesting
And
that
there it
he
is.
begins to.
34 Sonnets by
I'll
T.S.
wait till it's
Roach,
done.
coming out this August. Stockadoodledoo.
So it's interesting he starts to refer almost exclusively to the Night Roach as a virus. which is it's very computer age now. Like, because clearly what he's talking about when he says that is like a computer virus, right? Not like a viral entity. In like a you know, so some slippage of the human and the machine here.
Of course.
Yeah. Very derogative to his own subconscious too, you know. But there is an element of virality to it, in that he can't help but spread it. You know.
Yeah, it can't be contained, as it were.
And this is like
Miley.
Yes. Exactly. I personally ascribe to like the Henry Jenkins virality concept. So Inspreadable Media, which is a really good book, and I'd recommend it to basically anybody. It's not impenetrable as an academic text. Jenkins, Sam Ford, and I think one other whose name has escaped me. Joshua Green lay out a difference between what they call spreadability and virality. Virality being pieces of media that distribute themselves on the web. Pieces of media that like spread by like that you can't help but spread, and spreadability being something that we participate in the act of spreading, but it seems eminently like something we would want to kind of like repost or whatever else, you know. So the idea is to give some agency back to the individual when it comes to what information they engage with and don't engage with on the internet, instead of just ascribing all of that agency to the technology itself.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because, again, using that distinction in this context, calling your subconscious viral when it's putting out this kind of content or changing your computer in some ways demonstrates an inability to, you know, actually stop yourself from producing that content in an interesting way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which gets back to kind of the stuff we were talking about before. But I mean, the Night Roach obviously becoming more and more essential to the understanding of the series and his own want. I mean, the thing is we don't even know what he's trying to remember exactly, you know? Like, we still don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It could be things about his dad. It could be things about his, like, other memories he's repressed.
That neck brace that we still see him wearing.
Yeah, we still don't really understand. Yeah, it's a lot of weird
mysteries
stuff. And yeah, which other book is a legitimate hard sell? I can't recall. Maybe we should just ask about Soot Sprite Books when we have him on too. Just talk through it. So, The Inevitable What by Sarah Lynn Rogers. That's the other one. Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, maybe you should pick this. I should pick this up. It's only like $7 on paperback, and it's probably a cool little collection. Yeah. It's a chapbook too, so it's probably not terribly long. Hell yeah. So moving forward here, we're getting to cybersecurity, protect your Bitcoin.
Ooh. All right, Stockkadoodledoo.
Little bit of advice.
Stockroach. Now, if you know anything
Look at those
about
affirmations.
Me, you probably know that I have over $1 million.
I should do that on my computer. Really?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And once you get to the point of having about 1 million Bitcoin, it becomes very important to protect all of those Bitcoins. And so what I want to talk about today is something called password security. Now, if you're anything like me,
Roachlocks LLC.
Your brain,
and that's the Matrix, I'm pretty sure, in the background.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the back. That's definitely the the box
which
art.
Begs the question.
Yeah.
Of how do you remember all your different passwords? How do you remember them? And the answer to that question is pretty simple. You just write them down. You just write down your passwords.
So, dear diary, so far the only person to wish me a happy birthday was Michael, and what he actually said was "Happy birthday, loser." So I don't know if it counts.
Oh.
Yeah. Not great.
Now, you may have noticed that this Word document is called Real Passwords.
Word document.
And obviously, I'm not going to put my real passwords in a document called real passwords. These are actually my decoy passwords, which I invented in order to distract any hackers who were trying to steal my Bitcoin. My real passwords are in a different Word document.
Hilariously, that kind of concept does have a term in cybersecurity.
What's that term?
It's called a honeypot.
Spelled that right?
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's a place where you put something that will distract somebody breaking into your computer by looking really important.
Blue and white.
Ah, here we go. Here's some more of the Magisteria book. Look around the room, he said confidently. Anything your heart desires can be yours. Ashfelia's eyes quietly scanned around the room. She saw untold piles of gold. Let me see if I can get this out of the way here.
Microsoft.
Oh, come on. There's like an instance where I can... There it is. Okay. Untold piles of gold coins of every shape and color. There were jewels, riches, all manner of fine things. Through a window high in the wall of the palace treasury, a sunbeam illuminated each facet of every jewel. Stockroach's magic treasures glittered as if they were on fire. But, said Ashfelia, where did all this amazing treasure come from? Stockroach smiled at her with a knowing glance. Long ago, I invested in something called Magisteria coin. It's basically like money, but it's magic.
But it's magic.
Bitcoin. Magic. Oh, man, that gets me. It's very common in the digital realm. Over the course of several years, it has continued to accrue value, and I was able to exchange it for several million gold pieces. Several million gold pieces? She said questioningly. Yes, he agreed. I wonder if this has anything to do with the prophecy of old. You mean the prophecy that says the strongest woman in Magisteria will someday marry the wealthiest man in Magisteria, and together they will vanquish Shadowfus for good? Yes, that one. Only time will tell. Ashfelia thought silently for a moment, and then asked, have you thought about what you're going to spend all this gold on? Stockaria replied, have you heard of a tavern called Alovius Gardenia?
Alovius Gardenia?
Yeah.
What's that?
Ashfelia said, isn't that the fanciest tavern in all of Magisteria? It's Olive Garden.
Oh, that's what it is.
He's going to take her to Olive Garden.
I don't hate. Don't hate at all. This is the most relatable, grounded exploration of teenagers.
Yes.
To think that Olive Garden is fancy.
Yes.
I love it.
Oh man, when I was 14, 15, I was like, I want to go to Applebee's and Olive Garden and Brio and you know what I mean? The Cheesecake Factory. Now that was quite the thing at 14.
I love me some Applebee's. Nasty.
Applebee's now absolutely destroys my intestines and I can't. But Applebee's then I was like, oh my god, it's Applebee's. It's the best thing ever created.
So good.
But yeah, chain restaurants and suburban teenagerhood, they're very, very intertwined.
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft Word. And the reason
I love
that
erotic novel Trying Again.
On the blue and white version, you can actually password protect the Word document. So all I have to do to get my passwords is enter the password.
You can do it, Stockroach. You can not do it, I should say. What foods do girls like? And the rest of these we've already seen. Richest poets in the world. That's fun. What is my Microsoft Word password?
Okay, so the password for your will be okay.
Oh my god!
I know. I love that he knows his own. I love that that he knows his own neuroses well enough to take the word different and use it as the password. Oh, it makes me so happy. That is how my brain works. That's great. Oh, also look at those passwords. They're so secure.
So bad.
Yep. Password security 101. Shit. Don't do this. Don't do this. That's my advice. Don't.
The screen.
Don't do it. Randomize your passwords. Get a password vault. Don't save them in a Word
The
file.
darkening the screen is that now you can't see the document to minimize it. So what you do
In case you missed that, he has darkened his personal screen and thinks it's darkened the
A
recording.
little bit, like one square, and no one's gonna see it, and then you can minimize the document for later. Now the next topic I want to talk about is how to keep anyone from figuring out your IP address, because if they have your IP address.
Ooh.
Yep.
What's our text message say?
Can we actually do the dining on Saturday instead of Friday? I have a game on the 17th, so I'm probably going to be tired. And then just a little like football or something. Say something mean to Michael on his birthday. So yeah, I guess Saturday, August 14th is Michael's birthday. And today, whatever today is, August 1st is Stockroach's birthday. So that's good to know. Also, can we talk about what the fuck is going on with Jeremy having 987 new notifications from some 6-digit like authentication tool?
If I saw that many notifications on something, I would.
I actually have to go. Stockkadoodledoo.
I would not be happy. I would run away.
I love that Ashley calls him to sing a song. It's so cute. Yes, Michael.
Looks like we've got time for about. Unfortunately, I do have a hard out at 3.
We got time for one more, I think.
But we got time for one more, definitely.
Well, that's good because we have so I can show you empty value, which is another one of the Night Roach ones. I don't know that anything major happens there, but we should actually, let's do it just in case. Just in case I've forgotten something. Maybe this is not a Night Roach.
Hey, Money Grubs.
It's not. Okay,
So,
my bad.
I don't normally do a part 2 of my episodes, but I wanted to do a cybersecurity part 2 to address some of these important questions that you have all been asking me. And the main question I've been...
So here we go. Quickly, the emails. We got Sonnet 6, some edits. Try this great new program from Stockroach fan. Great program from cybersecurity. Great program from a Stockroach fan. Some questions. Hi, Mr. Roach. Can we talk soon? I have questions about the collection. And then new cybersecurity program a couple more times.
Is, hi, the Stockroach. Do you think this program will help with cybers? I assume that's short for cybersecurity.
With cybers.
And I've been getting this question from a few different people, a few different Stockroach fans. So I think the best thing to do is just to just download it and take a look. So down the program. Get this out of the way. Now, when you download a program like this from the email, you always want to check and make sure that it's not a virus. And one of the ways you can do to check that is to see the kind.
Good thing I learned this with all the emails UWM sends me.
And this one says that the kind actually is a file. So that's good. Another thing we can look at is we can look at the title of the file. Now, this program is called Untitled Program, which is actually a little strange because if it was actually untitled, then it wouldn't say Untitled Program because it wouldn't have a title. So
good.
That makes me think that someone actually gave it
the title untitled program, and it's not actually an untitled program, which makes me think that someone must have given it this title. So what are they trying to hide? And what they're probably trying to hide is a virus. So I'm going to go ahead and let that guy know. And I did forget to say STOCKADOODLDOO, but that's okay. He probably already knows.
Yeah, but don't we all? Don't
And as
we
for
all?
the virus
we all know
itself, I actually have a
STOCKADOODLDOO.
lot of experience with this. What you do when you have a virus is you want to just drag it to the trash can. And the way you do that, you can see it's with a single click, and then I drag. So you click it once, and then you can drag it basically anywhere you want, to the trash can or to another folder if you have a viruses folder. But the important thing is that it's a single click when you drag. You never want to double click a virus, because, for example, like if you double click a virus, oh no!
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So, as you can imagine, actually, the next one's only 54 seconds. So, just so you know what happened.
do it.
Hey, what's up, Money Grubs? So, I don't normally do a part 2 of my episodes. Especially
Part two of part two.
But I just wanted to let you know that the program definitely was a virus. And part of the reason I can tell is actually the sound that my computer is making. So
That is a
when
pretty
it started
awful
making
fucking
the sound,
sound.
I just
Yeah,
put it in the
ew.
bathroom because I didn't know what else to do, so I haven't gotten a really good look at it yet. But really, if your computer has a virus, what you want to do is just turn it off. So that's what I wanted to show you now. So you just turn the...
Access to this machine account will be returned to the owner as soon as we have finished claiming your Bitcoin. Thank you for your patience.
Oh no,
Yep.
poor guy.
Nothing!
Yeah. So that's where we end today's stream. I think this is a good cutoff, actually, because we're going to get to Romantic Dinner for Two and all of the stuff that comes after that next time. And so, as you can imagine, this throws a wrench in the Stockroach's plans. How will he take his new date out on a date without his $66,000? Into Olive Garden, of all places, the most expensive and highfalutin place in the whole world. So yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Poor guy. I feel bad for him.
And again, surprisingly, like cemented in our current moment with the rise of ransomware.
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, tune in since David has to cut off hard at 3. We're not gonna dissect this next time. We'll pick it up next time and maybe talk some about ransomware. That'd be fun. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And you know, coming in the whole time. Thank you, Just Latches, for following, and Trombone, Groovy, Lobster, Hard Sell, Ash, everybody else for sticking around the whole time. Really appreciate it. Next time we'll pick it back up. Hopefully next week. Are you available next week, David? You think?
I should be around next week. Yeah.
Cool. So yeah.
If anything happens, we'll figure it out.
Next episode next week, hopefully. If not, I'll do a solo stream. And you know, we thank you guys so much for being a part of the Ludic Society and helping us run what we do. If you enjoy Serious Plays content, then you can check us out tomorrow for David's stream, Fan Game Follies.
Yes. Noon, we are playing a weird mishmash of Super Mario, Sonic, Contra, weird stuff, but fun stuff.
Nice. You can also check us out our VODs and our YouTube archive if you want to see any of our old content. Other than that, you know, what was I going to say? Something else about... Oh, yeah, if you like ARGs, or this is your first time seeing an ARG, or you want to catch up on Stockroach outside of us, check out the Vehemence Discord server. We at them in our Twitter posts and stuff like that, so you should be able to find them there. There's also the Stockroach accounts, which you're welcome to check out on your own as well. Yeah, so thank you guys so much. Have a lovely day, and I will put on some lo-fi as we head on our way out.
Click the bell icon.
Yeah.
Like, comment, retweet, make a TikTok. We want,
Yes,
do it all.
Get some Bitcoin, play Minecraft, and don't use the bathroom.
Should I make a serious play TikTok?
Oh my god, it's totally within your purview to do so.
See, but the problem is it'll just be all cupcake videos, and I don't think the university would like that.
I don't know. Serious play with culinary stuff. You can play with anything, can't you?
No. You are so innocent.
Oh no, you didn't mean that kind of cupcake, did you?
No.
God.
If anybody's on Discord, on TikTok, they know it's a different kind of cupcake. It's the artist known as Cupcake.
Okay, well, keep me in. We'll talk about it later. Oh gosh. All right.
No, it's okay. We will see you all later, everyone.
Yeah, see you guys next time.